All right, so um, first of all, hi all. I'm sorry for the lack of content on this YouTube page. Things are getting kind of hectic with the end of the semester and trying to get an internship and all that stuff, and Christmas and whatnot. So that's my apologies. I'm just gonna dive right on into it. So the Giants fire Pat Shurmur. I mean, what can I really say that hasn't already been said by other people or myself? I mean, I thought the dude should have been fired a while ago. I mean, he's just not a good coach, and of course these freaking owners and these general managers are all about this whole, oh my gosh, it's not professional to fire a head coach, in the middle of the season and all this stuff, and I mean, neither is losing. Losing makes the organization look bad as well, empty seats make the organization look bad. You might as well just continue to look like absolute dog shit by firing your head coach in the middle of the season. At least it would have given us fans something to, at least something different to watch on Sunday, for the rest of the season. But they decided to drag this whole thing out, make us suffer. And we lost to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, and the Giants fired Pat Shurmur this morning. So I'm going to make a completely separate video about some head coach candidates. I know Matt Rule, the current head coach of Baylor, is probably the top pick right now for the new for taking over as the new head coach of the New York Giants. Obviously, it's too early. I got some other people in mind that I would like to see become head coach of this franchise, this team. But who the fuck am I, right? I'm just some random person, some random fan. But nonetheless, I still want to at least give off what I think the Giants should do, and hopefully they will do it. But knowing this football team, they probably won't. I'm not against Matt Rule. Rule, however the fuck you announce it. I really don't even know much about him. I don't really, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan. I follow my Buckeyes. I follow, usually whoever's the top 10 teams, top 15 teams, and that's just about it. I don't really, follow, I don't even know what's been happening with Baylor. I had to literally research this guy just to figure out who he is and where he's from. Apparently, he used to be our defensive line coach back in 2012. And, again, I'll make a whole separate video about this later on, because I really do want to talk about this, because there's some things the Giants do when it comes to bringing in people into this organization that I don't necessarily like. But anyway, back to the freaking game. So, who gives a fuck? I mean, if the Giants win, Cowboys blew the fuck out of the Redskins. So, they would have won the NFC East if the Giants would have squeaked this one out. Who cares though? I mean, I hate both fucking teams. I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to win, just to win. You know what I mean? It's not something we really experienced a lot this season. I mean, we were actually in the game until, I'll say, maybe the end of the third quarter. And the next thing you know, John Halipio, our center, he has a little snap, and Daniel Jones it's labeled as a fumble, but it's not even fair to call it a fumble, but he fumbled the ball, and it was recovered by Fletcher Cox at the 1-yard line, and they scored again, and then it was just downhill from there. I mean, the offensive line just started to look like absolute dog shit. No pass protection, no run. I mean, the running game really wasn't there for most of the game. You had that one, 60-plus yarder run from Saquon, but other than that, there was really no rushing anything in this entire game, especially in the first half. So, I mean, that continued to look like shit after that. It's like that one play was the huge turning point. I mean, it was 17-17, and then next thing you know, we're getting blown the fuck out in our own stadium. It's fucking stupid. It really is. It's a nice, this game was basically, if you can summarize the last 2 years with Pat Shurmur as our head coach, this game was it. So you can't even really be too angry because it's expected, you know. Listen, I'm just glad the season's over at this point, to be honest with you. Which is sad, man, because there was not one point in the season where I literally thought this team would be at least capable of winning the NFC East. And that's saying something because the NFC East has been absolute dog shit this year. So, I mean, look, the first week we get blown the fuck out by Dallas. You know, second week we get picked apart by the Bills in our own stadium. You know, week 3 we beat the Buccaneers with Daniel Jones. Barely beat the Buccaneers. We shouldn't have. Week 4 we stomped the Redskins. I think that was probably that one game that had me believing that maybe this is the turning point. And then after that, a loss. And then we finally beat the Dolphins. We beat the Redskins. Again, have us thinking we can maybe beat the Eagles, knock them out of playoff contention. You know, have a little bit of rivalry heat within the East. Practically get blown out. You know, yesterday's game might as well have been in Philadelphia. There was like the whole stadium was just swamped with Eagles fans. You know, and as expected, I mean, it is a big game for them. You know, and Philadelphia ain't really far from East Rutherford, so I mean, I'm not too surprised, but at the same time, it's like, this is your stadium, and, you know, it's just absolutely just filled with, like, your rival's fan base, and, you know, it's just, it goes to show you how awful this franchise is right now. The Giants are keeping Dave Gettleman, our general manager. Sure, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, after yesterday's game, I wanted everyone fired, but I mean, looking back at it, he did get the whole Daniel Jones thing correct. You know, I'm not gonna give him credit for drafting Saquon Barkley. That was a no-brainer. My fucking mom could have drafted Saquon Barkley. You know, like, I do give him some credit for the Dexter Lawrence pick, you know, but there were some things he's done that confuse me, you know, like trading both our pass rushers, Olivier Vernon and Jason Pierre-Paul. You know, you could have kept at least one of them. You know, I like the Odell Beckham trade, you know, but we just have a lot of dead money now because of all those trades that we did, and we couldn't really bring anyone major in this past offseason. I mean, we couldn't bring anyone major in anyway because of huge contracts, but, you know, I think he deserves one more year. You know, I don't think his past 2 drafts have been that bad. At least not bad enough for him to get fired after only 2 years. I would at least give him one more year. Not to mention, we have a lot of money to spend this upcoming off season. So, this team, I'm not saying I have faith in Dave Gettleman to spend that money correctly, but let's see what he can do, is basically what I'm saying, you know. So I'm kind of okay with keeping Dave Gettleman, you know. Honestly, I think Daniel Jones probably saved his job. If Daniel Jones looked like absolute dog shit this year, you know, I think Gettleman would have been out the door as well, you know. But, you know, I'm not going to give him credit for Saquon, like I said, but Dexter Lawrence and Daniel Jones, I really think those two, they saved him, because honestly, the rest of his decision making he's made over the last two plus years have not really been smart. You know, the Alec Ogletree was stupid. You know, giving Nate Solder that big ass fucking contract, and this motherfucker, this bitch is barely playing better than Eric Flowers. You know, and it's like, we should have just kept Eric Flowers. If that's the case, I mean, he's fucking cheaper. You know, I mean, if that's the fucking case, but. You know, I mean, I get what he was trying to do, signing a veteran left tackle, but the motherfucker wasn't even that good in New England. And he had the best coach in the league at the time. And somehow he's supposed to come to the Giants and play better. So, I mean, I don't really get it too much, but I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I'll get to the whole, I'm glad the season's over. I'll get to the whole, like, head coach bullshit later on, because I do want to talk about it. for now, Giants fire Pat Shurmur. Thank God, because that motherfucker is garbage as fuck. Like, good ass fucking offensive coordinator, terrible ass head coach. And it's unfortunate, and we had to find it out the hard way, which he really shouldn't have, because he used to be the head coach of the Browns. He fucking sucked dick with the Browns too. I don't understand. I don't know what Dave Gettleman was thinking, but anyway, I'll catch you guys next time, and peace.